Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? We're back. Today we're joined with my boy, man like Potts. Dan Potts, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I'm calm, man. Listen, I'm really pleasure to be here. Great to see you doing your thing now, man. Finally got your channel up, bruv. It's taking your time, you know what I'm saying? But you're finally here.
I know, man. I kept procrastinating it. I had waiting for my boy to send the beat, the intro. But you know what? I'm happy I finally did it, man, because it's been good. It's been good to finally get into the swing of things. I've got into the routine of doing things now. And it just feels like I haven't not been on YouTube, to be honest with you. which is always good, man. But how's your day been anyway, first of all, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. It's been a bit of a strange week for Arsenal, but back to winning ways at the weekend. Got the job done, and we look forward to this one tomorrow, man. But I'm good in myself, mate. Channel's going well. Great to see you online, and looking forward to this week because finally my team don't get a cooking, and I can cook some other teams. I.e. Dan Lawless, man. He's gonna get it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, of course. You know what? Lawless is happy right now because obviously I'm sure you guys have seen the news about Amorim. Apparently West Ham are pushing for that one, and it's looking unlikely that he's not going to go Liverpool, man. What do you think of that?
Mad to me. That's mad for me, bro. I can't believe that one, man. I think I was listening today, and the boys are just talking now. Errol saying that it looked like Areola is the guy that Liverpool want now from Bournemouth, which is like surprising for me. But that's the one that Errol's saying he's hearing, but I don't know if that's a truth or rumor or what, or if he was mucking around. But yeah, apparently there's some rumors that he's interested in taking the Liverpool job now. But Amorim to West Ham is just a strange one for the fact that West Ham are going for a completely different style in terms of what Moyes is to what Amorim is. So I think West Ham, to be fair, probably have come to an end with Moyes, and I think he has done a good job. I think the fans want a new level and a new management style, and he's definitely different to Moyes. So watch this space, man. But apparently Areola is the guy that Liverpool are now saying. But that's literally only just come on the phone now. So let's see what happens.
I mean, listen, for me, I keep saying West Ham, man, they've got a good team on paper. They've got some really good attacking players, but I've been saying the same thing about this dinosaur they've got in charge. Like, he's trying to play some defensive-minded football with some attacking players. And if they keep hold of him for longer than this season, they're going to get a lot of players leaving because Bowen's not going to want to play this football forever. Paqueta, he's most likely gone in the summer. But if you're trying to attract his sort of play, like that sort of ability into the team, they're not going to want to play for David Moyes. So I think it'll be good for them, man. They need a change because West Ham, they've got the fan base and they've got some players right now to do something. Do you know what I mean? Whether that's in the Europa League or, push for top 6 again like they were before. They've got players to do something, do you know what I mean? But they just haven't got the manager, in my opinion. I don't think it's the right guy for the job. So it'll be interesting to see, man. It'll be interesting to see. But obviously, you lot are back to winning ways after crashing out in the Champions League. First of all, how are you feeling about that performance that you lot put out against Bayern? How are you feeling after that, Dan? And how do you feel after the win against Wolves at the weekend as well?
So I was more disappointed with the Aston Villa result because I felt like we actually properly got beaten up in the second half against Villa. I thought they were so much better than us. And it was disappointing. And then we went into the Bayern Munich game lower confidence, and you could really see in front of goal, we were stinky, man. They were blunt. It was just dull. Nothing up top. Saka was stinky. Havertz was invisible. It didn't matter whether it was Martinelli, Trossard or Jesus in that game. Nobody fancied it, in my opinion. So I was really frustrated by that performance up top. I felt like we got swallowed in midfield again, man. Jorginho and Rice against Lema and Goretzka was an absolute, disgrace, in my opinion. I thought they were so much better than us in both legs, Don, as well. So I wouldn't have minded it so much if this was a one-off game and it's like, boom. But when you actually, look at it and still don't do your homework and go with the same midfield, that for me was poor. So I think for me, Bayern Munich are a team that you can never look at and go, oh, this will be a walk in the park. But the way they've been playing, I really fancied us to actually give them a game. And I know we gave them a game, but it wasn't really like we were throwing the kitchen sink at them. We weren't peppering the goal. And Mikel Arteta dropping Havertz back into midfield, bringing on Eddie and Nketiah. I've got to question some of this again, do you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people will say that I just get on his back. But until the manager wins me something and proves that he can, I'm always going to have that question mark, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like I can sit there and
rightly so as well.
Yeah, I don't think that's negative. I think that's just factual. Do you know what I'm saying? So when people say to me, Arsenal and Mikel Arteta, you just have a lot of negative approach to it. No, I don't. I want nothing more than to win the trophies that I've been craving for the last decade or two, right? But unfortunately, this manager hasn't proven to me that he's good enough yet to get us across the line. And if he doesn't do it again this season, then I've got a right to question if he's the right manager to take us forward, in my opinion. So I think for me, it was disappointing in Bayern Munich game. Very, very disappointing second leg, man.
Yeah, and that's all it is, bro. All it is you're giving constructive criticism because you want the best for your club. And if
Yeah,
Arteta proves you wrong, you win either way because
exactly.
he's done what you want him to what you want him to do, right? So I don't understand this thing where you just have to be silenced because Arteta has brought you from being in the mud to now actually being a team that people take seriously and a team that can actually build something and win some trophies. You've got every right as a fan to give constructive criticism. That's for players, that's for the ownership, that's for the fans. That's what we do. That's why we love football, because we love to analyze the situation, give prop when we need to give prop, and obviously give constructive criticism. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't say you hate the guy. You want him to do well,
I
but
don't know the guy, Don. Do you know what I mean?
you
People
know what
tell
I'm
you
saying?
hate Arteta. I don't know this geezer. Why would I hate him? I know
Yeah.
nothing about this guy. I don't know what anything about him personality wise. All I know is he's done a really good job at Arsenal to get us challenging, and he might not be the guy to get us across the line. But if he proves me wrong and says, "Here you go, have a trophy," what am I going to cry about it? No, I'm not. I'm going to be bloody celebrating it. So I don't get this
Exactly.
fan base. The fan base are very strange, and unfortunately, they treat the club like their little baby nephew who's just come second to the sports day. Do you know what I mean? They're there,
Yeah.
have another go next year. I don't treat my football club like that. I treat my football club at the highest standards, and I've always wanted to be winning. And people will say I'm spoilt because I'm 36 years old. So I grew up in the 90s where we won everything under George Graham and Wenger, right? So that's where I grew up. Arsenal I was told that we were going to be competing with these guys, and we're not. So I'm questioning why. So I don't know, man. I find it very frustrating that we get a lot of the fans that just want to say, do you know what? Sit on your hands and wait because it's big things are coming to this club. When?
Yeah.
Tell me when, and I'll wait. Tell me when. I've been waiting 2 decades for a Premier
Yeah.
League title. Tell me when
Exactly.
when it's coming. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'll always hold the manager and the players to account when they deserve to be, bro.
Exactly. And just going back to the weekend, listen, I didn't get a chance to actually watch the game because I was at the game obviously when we played Man City. So I haven't had a chance to watch the highlights. But from a few things that I've heard, I was on the stream earlier of Lee Gunner and Saeed and Lee wasn't happy with the performance. He said it was a dead game. There wasn't really much that was going on in the game. I mean, I didn't really see much on the timeline in terms of like a good performance. But how are you feeling after that performance? And do you think that the title is sort of back on at the minute, would you say?
I don't think the title's ever gone away mathematically, but I believe that if we were up against anybody but Man City, people would say it's absolutely all to play for. We know how good and consistent Man City are. So that's why a lot of Arsenal fans, and to be fair, Liverpool fans are kind of writing the title off, even though they're only 2 points behind. It's mad, isn't it? That's how good Man City are. Having said that, I thought the performance was dull, man. I really do. And if we play like that against you, we ain't going to win. Just best have it right. We ain't going to win, even if we are at home. I thought Declan Rice showed his class. I've questioned at times, sometimes him going into that 8, but he was really good when he pushed forward into that 8 at the weekend. When Partey come on, we look completely different in midfield for me. I don't know why he keeps being obsessed, this manager, and dropping Havertz back into midfield. We know that don't work.
Yeah.
And he's okay up top, and that's being polite. He is okay. Like, he's not outstanding. He's not a killer, but he does definitely have attributes that can help us moving forward. Trossard scored a good goal, but he lacks a little bit of pace, and I think that's why he's getting. Martinelli will always be the one that people would prefer to start, and Trossard be seen more of a kind of sub. Saka was a bit better, but still not great. The guy needs a rest, man. He's been playing way too much football. He's still playing. There's so stubbornness of this guy, man. It's so frustrating. Like, just give this guy a rest. We can do without him for one game. Do you know what I'm saying? But
He doesn't trust Nelson, bro. He doesn't trust Nelson. That's what it is. He doesn't trust your players, and he's giving them new contracts. Do you know what I mean?
It's mad. I mean,
It's
he's not
crazy.
just giving us new contracts, Don. He's actually signing players like Vieira for 35 million and not trusting him. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's mad, bro. But Saka needs a rest. Defensively, we look good this season. Like, I can't lie. We do. We look very good this season defensively, and he's definitely made us harder to beat. Ray has come in. I'm still not sure he's the right goalkeeper in my opinion, but Arteta thinks he is. So defensively, we've got better. I definitely believe we need to do more in midfield, because to actually spend 105 million and not look any better in midfield is a worry. But of course, that's by losing players and to injury and to selling Xhaka as well. But going forward, we need to just be a little bit more killer, and we just don't have that killer in the box, in my opinion. And that's what we're lacking, and I hope we get in the summer. And that proved against Wolves. They had a real good chance to score a goal. Raya made a good save, put it onto the post. Other than that, they didn't have much, and Arsenal got the job done, man. But that is literally my way. That summed it up, really. We got the job done. It weren't exciting. It weren't nothing to write home about.
Yeah, and Michael says it here, spot on. Big up Michael for the support, my bro. He says that Arsenal need a striker like Chelsea in the summer. Yeah, it's very clear to see that we've both got holes that we need to plug. It's going to be a big summer for both of our clubs. It's mad because obviously you lot spent 65 M's on Havertz and you've still got a big hole in left centre mid and you've got a big hole up top. So Yeah, man, there's a lot of work to be done. Just on strikers, who do you want, Dan? Like, who's your first choice, would you say?
So people will say no because of the injuries, but my first choice is Alexander Isak. I think he is a baller, man. I think he's ridiculous. In fact, I don't know how much he's going to be, and I don't think Newcastle will want to sell him. But I would go for him. I like Ivan Toney. I do. A lot of people don't. I like him. Ollie Watkins, I think he's a good player, but I'd rather get someone better. And I would like to look at this Victor Gyökeres guy in the Premier League, man, because he looks a
Yeah, he looks good.
ridiculous player.
He looks good.
He looks
I
very,
have,
very
to be honest, I haven't watched a single game of his, but from what I've seen in the clips and that, and just from people that watch him, he does seem like someone that would be good in the league. You know, he seems quite physical, quite strong, good finisher. So yeah, I can see him doing well in the league. So let's see who gets him, because I think he'll move on in the summer as well.
Yeah, I think he's more of an all-round 9 as well, Victor Gyökeres. And Osimhen will be a lot of money, and I think more of a risk. I don't know what he's going to be like in the Prem. I mean, a lot of people think he's going to just be a beast. Fair play to whoever gets him, but Gyökeres for 85 million, I think, is the release clause. Might be the one, man, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, just a quick one before we move on to the preview. Obviously the big game tomorrow. Manny's got a question here for you, Dan. Thoughts on Vieira overall, and he thinks he's useless. What's your thoughts on Vieira?
Yeah, I agree with Manny. I think he's useless as well. I think he's, when you get a difference between a player who's lightweight and a player who's weak, this guy is lightweight and weak. Do you know what I mean by that? So, like, I don't know if I made sense with that, but let's just take Messi. I know Messi's like the GOAT, right? But let's just take Messi. Messi's very lightweight, but he's not weak, right? He's strong on the ball, yeah? Saka, he's quite lightweight.
Good center of gravity. Yeah,
low center of gravity. There you go. Vieira's got neither of that, man. He gets pushed off the ball, he gets kicked, he just gets pushed, and he's so weak. He goes down. Technically, I'm sure he's really good. He's got some nice touches, and he can deliver a pass. I'm just not seeing enough of it, and clearly Mikel Arteta isn't, because he's not trusting this guy. 35 million pounds. We could have had Cole Palmer. We could have had Kudus. We could have had James Maddison, but we've gone for Fabio Vieira the summer before. So we could have probably got those 3 players for cheaper, because it was last season we got Vieira. So not a good signing, man. I think he's going to flop, unfortunately.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, man. Look, going into the big one tomorrow, Dan. Look, at the minute, you seem pretty reserved at the minute. It kind of sounds to me like you're waiting for these guys to kind of prove you wrong. And again, rightly so, because business end of the season, Arsenal just tend to always fall away. That's the manager. The players get nervous. Do you know what I'm saying? And at the minute, it seems like your attack just isn't firing in all corners. It's not really clicking up there at the minute. And to be honest, your players look tired. Your players look tired at the moment, mentally and physically. And I saw something crazy the other day about the lack of rotation in your team. The amount of minutes that Saliba and whatnot got, Rice, all of these guys, bro. But how are you feeling going into the game tomorrow, man? How are you feeling about this game? And, what do Arsenal need to do to win this game against Chelsea?
So the first point about the players that have played too many minutes is absolutely valid. And when the window's shut, transfer window that is, they were like, "Oh my God, this window's been like an 8 or a 9 out of 10." I was like, "No, it hasn't. Like, we're well short. We want to go win the league."
I remember you saying.
People were saying negative to me, it's toxic of you to call this a 6 out of 10 window. I said, look, that's with Rice. I said, we still need a winger to replace Saka when he's injured. We still don't have any cover for Saliba. Rice is our only box-to-box midfielder. There's nobody creative other than Ødegaard. There's no centre forward at the club. Like, come on, man, this isn't a 9 out of 10 window. And they soon realised that, it weren't a 9 out of 10 window, because everybody's playing around a minutes. Now, Saliba and Gabriel got no cover. They've been playing too much. Saka and Havertz have been playing too much. Rice has been playing too much. Ødegaard's been playing too much. There's 4 players that have played more or less minutes than Aaron Ramsdale, our backup goalkeeper. That is mad, bro. That's mad, bro.
There's 4 players that have played less minutes than Ramsdale.
Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira, Smith Rowe, and there's another guy as well. I can't remember who it is. Guys like Partey and Timber and all that obviously haven't played as much because they've been injured, right? But when you look at it, you think that's scary. And I know Ramsdale played the first 3 games at 90 minutes, right? But these guys have played like 300, 400 minutes this season. It's just a joke, bro. Absolute joke. So not enough minutes, not enough trust in the squad. And that does frustrate me. Thoughts tomorrow night. Got to keep Cole Palmer quiet. Got to take our chances. Defensively will be hard to break down. Luckily for us, Chelsea in front of goal ain't exactly amazing at the moment. Other than Palmer.
Not even at the moment. In general, bro. All season we've been poor.
Yeah, it's been poor, man. It has been poor. But Chelsea, and I said this to you on my show, they do well against the bigger sides, man. They do well
Mhm.
against the bigger sides. They get up for it more. You know, like if you look at what you did against City, even at the weekend, when you played them in the league, Man United, and I know they're not, I know they're crap, but it's a bigger game, right?
Mhm.
Tottenham, Arsenal at the Bridge, Liverpool at the Bridge.
Mhm.
You've turned up. So,
Yeah.
you know, I can't sit there and say this will be a walk in the park. I think we'll win. I think we're the better side and we should win. We shouldn't be walking away with a draw or you ain't going to win the league if we do that. So
Yeah.
we've got to go
Yeah.
all out to win. But yeah, Chelsea can cause us problems. Of course they can. They can turn it on,
Yeah.
man. You know, you've got quality in
Mhm.
Cole Palmer. You've got quality when you want it to be in your midfield, and you can cause us problems, man, for sure.
Exactly that. And that's spot on, Dan. That leads me to my point of view on the game. And like you've said, we've got quality in midfield when we want to turn up, you know, and that's on the players. That's on Caicedo. What sort of game is he going to have? He likes to play against you guys at the Emirates. I remember last season against Brighton when you lot lost 3-0. Bro, he played at right
Yeah,
back
man.
and he was on fire. He was on
Yeah.
fire that game. I remember, you know, Enzo Fernandez. What Enzo are we going to get? Because at the Emirates last year, again, he was the only one in the midfield that was trying to make things tick. And if you remember, we had no DM. Most of your goals came from Enzo not having that defensive awareness. If you remember, Odegaard got the little cutback, and you guys scored quite early, but like 20 minutes into that
Yep.
game, right? But
Yep.
in this game, we've actually got a DM now in the Caicedo, so we need to keep a good shape in that midfield, man. I'm not sure what's happening with Gallagher at the minute. Poch keeps doing this thing where he's playing him on the left or on the right. I just don't like him on the wing, right? And the reason why is because I want both of my wingers, whether that's Madueke starting on the right, and then you've got Mudryk on the left or Sterling on the left. I need them, man, cooking Ben White and Kivior or Zinchenko, whoever you start. Yeah, because defensively, you guys are good. I think you've got that nice triangle of Declan Rice, Saliba, and Gabriel. But when I look at your fullbacks, Dan, I look at guys that you can get at, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? If you've got good wingers, they can get at Ben White as good as it's been this season. And same thing as Kivior. I've seen this guy getting cooked by multiple wingers, you know, and same thing as Zinchenko. So I feel we're going to get some joy on the wings. We like to play transitional ping-pong football, like I've been telling you, lack of control football. We're going to get a lot of breaks on the transition, in my opinion. I think we're going to create some chances. But again, how's Jackson going to be in front of goal? If Sterling starts, how is he going to be in front of goal? Do you know what I'm saying? If Madueke starts, is he going to be clinical in front of goal? Is he going to want to take on this man this time?
He scored last year against us, didn't he? Was it Madueke who scored last year? Yeah.
He did score against you guys, and he was good. He was good against you guys
at the weekend, though, man. At the weekend, he was stinky. Man.
He was stinking out the place, and he annoyed me, bro, because you've probably seen the video floating about on Twitter. I said, for me, he's one of the best one-on-one in terms of taking on your player.
Yeah, I see that,
right? Because, bro, he actually is. People laugh, but when you go check the stats and when you go watch him, he's dangerous one-on-one. He can definitely sort out his end products like 110%. But in terms of just running at his fullback, he's one of the best in the league at doing it. Because right now in football, Dan, we don't really have a lot of wingers like this these days that want to take on their man. Do you know what I'm saying? And he's one of the few that likes to do it. So for me, I need a big game from him if he starts, because I've got to question his mentality. The other day, laughing, you got Thiago Silva crying, and you've got him laughing in his face, like laughing behind him with Jack Grealish and that. I'm thinking, yo, we just lost the semi-final, bro. You got to fix up. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's at Chelsea. He's got to realize that, man, because it's not good enough. This is not a youth club. I know these lot are young delinquents, like I keep calling them. It's not a youth club. These men need to pattern up. Do you know what I'm saying? But I need two wingers on both sides. I don't want to see Gallagher on the wing again, because against Man City again, you know, he was just keeping it safe and not trying to take on his man. If you remember last time,
why is he playing Gallagher and Chilwell as wingers? I don't get this. Like, what's going on?
To shoehorn them in, bro. Simple as that. To shoehorn them into the team. That's what it is. Because he's Poch's guy. He's Poch's guy, bro. So he has to shoehorn him into the team. And again, it's not on Gallagher if he can't perform there, because he's not a winger. Do you know what I'm saying? But for me, we need to start two wingers for this game. Gallagher will definitely start. I don't mind him starting in the 10 for this role, as much as I would like Cole Palmer there, because, you know, he did nullify Jorginho and Declan Rice when we played you guys before. You guys kept kicking it off the pitch when we played you guys at the Bridge, because he kept pressing. He weren't letting you breathe. That's what I need him to do again. I need to make sure that Jorginho and Declan Rice don't get any time on the ball. And when we get the ball, he needs to make sure he's giving it to someone else that's got more quality, because he just breaks down our attacks. That's the problem with Conor Gallagher. Do you know what I mean? But we've got a little bit of a problem right now because Gusto's doubtful. Like Stanley said, big up Stanley. Gusto is doubtful, so maybe we might get Disaster on the right again. And listen, yeah, if we start Disasi at right back, we are in problems. Yeah, we're in problems because Trossard, bro, he's not that direct, but anyone's direct against Disasi. Do you know what I'm saying? Like my mom's probably direct against Disasi because the guy can't run, bro. He's like he's got magnets in his boots. He's so heavy. Do you know what I mean? So I'm praying that Gusto's gonna be fit.
Who would you play then?
Bro, if I would play Chalobah at right back, and Disasi at right centre back. But for some weird reason, Poch keeps playing Chalobah at right centre back and then Disasi at right back. But I'm like, surely you turn him, you do it the other way around because Chalobah is a little bit quicker and he's more comfortable playing at right back. But I'm praying that Gusto will be fit, so we can obviously play this game because, bro, most of our play comes from our right hand side with Cole Palmer and Gusto. Most of our play literally comes from that side. So if he's missing for the game, it's going to be a big miss, man, because those two are the two that I look at and I'm confident that they'll perform week in, week out, if that makes sense. So that's how I kind of look at it, man. But yeah, it's going to be, in my opinion, I think it's going to be quite similar to how the City game was. I think you're going to have most of the ball because you're at home. I think we're going to soak up the pressure and then we're going to look to crash it on you guys on the transition. I think that's how the game's going to go. But what do you think, man?
Yeah, man. Listen, I don't think this is going to be goal galore. But I fancy us to nick it. I don't think it's going to be comfortable, if I'm honest with you. Arsenal haven't played comfortable football for a while since Brighton away, where we dominated. Since then, it's been difficult at Villa. Home and away to Bayern Munich was difficult. And then, of course, at the weekend, it weren't pretty. Listen, we should be able to get at you. I think Malo Gusto is one of your best players alongside Palmer. I think he's a top talent. If he's out, I'm really happy. Someone in the chat was saying about Palmer. I guess he's joking, yeah? No Palmer, no Palmer.
Palmer's ill. He missed training today, but I reckon he'll be back, man. They probably said to him, listen, just take the day off to rest and then come back tomorrow, innit? Do you know what I'm saying? Gallagher, I remember early on in the season, I think it was against Brighton. He was ill as well. He missed training for like the whole week. And then, surprise, surprise, he's back in the 11. So, listen, players play through illness all the time, man, and injuries as well. So, hopefully, he's not too ill where he can't play because he's our best player. We need him, you know. Without Palmer, I'm looking at him thinking, yo, who's going to step up today, man? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, I do think that would be a huge blow. If Palmer and Gusto are out, it should be quite easy for us. But you know, Nathan's saying, oh, you know we're smoking him, we don't want to get clipped. I honestly don't believe it will be a smoking. I honestly do not believe it'll be like a 5-0, 4-0. I really don't. I don't understand why we would believe that. I think Chelsea have shown that they can come up against big sides and do well. So yeah, I think this will be a close one. I won't give my prediction yet, but I do think it'll be a close one. I think we've got to try and dominate the midfield because for me, I don't think Enzo and Caicedo were that poor at the weekend. I see some people saying that they were terrible and all this. I didn't think they were that bad, personally.
And you're someone that criticizes Enzo quite a bit as well.
Yeah, I do. I don't. It's not that I criticize Enzo. I think what people have got to get out of their mind is that this guy is actually 115 million pounds because he's not.
He's not, bro. He's not a 105 million player, and that will help you judge him better. Because I understand the context of why we paid what we did. I don't look at him as a 105 million player. It's not the same as Declan Rice, because Rice was 105 million, but we understand why. You paid for him, right? We're paying for potential. We're paying for the fact that we bought him in January and they didn't want to sell him, right? We're paying for the fact that if we waited until the summer, we're up against Real Madrid for him. We're up against Man City for him. We're up against Liverpool for him with no Champions League football, right? So we had to pay the money. That's what people need to understand. But when you break it down as a footballer, he's good. He's not world class, but he's got the ability to become world class in the future. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I kind of look at him, and that's why I don't overly gas him, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And I think, like, for me, against Manchester City, if you can keep their midfield pretty quiet, which they did, they must have had a good game because they got a quality midfield, Man City, when it's on fire, right? And I know they're tired from Real Madrid. I get it. It's different, Man City, right? But I didn't think they were shocking. I didn't think they were like, wow, this is like Vieira and Keane. But at the same time, I thought they were pretty all right. So we got to make sure that we can dominate that. Personally, I would actually play Partey, Rice, and Odegaard because I think, like, I know Jorginho is good for some games, but I look at our transition and what's needed, and I think that we can dominate that midfield. So that's what I want to be doing. The best we can dominate that midfield for me would be Odegaard leading the press, Declan Rice doing his thing, and then obviously Thomas Partey, who's probably one of the best for transition in the game. So I would say those three are what I would start, and that's where I think the game could be won and lost, man. I know you talk about pace and width, and it could be that as well, particularly if Gusto's out as well. Whoever we play at left back, you're going to be able to try to rinse because Zinchenko is absolutely awful defensively. Kivior is a bit better defensively, but he can get skinned. And I think Tomiyasu's got a knock because he was out at the Wolves game, and he's probably the best one out of the three. So we'll have to see what happens there on that right-hand side, whoever you play, whether it's Madueke, whether it's, you know, whoever, I don't know. But for me, that could be where we could find some threat. And I think as well, likewise, if Saka is up against who's he going to be up against? Who plays left back? Cucurella. Yeah, I don't mind Cucurella actually. I liked him at Brighton, and I know he's been struggling at Chelsea, but I think he's a good player. So yeah, I think we've got some chance. And then obviously Gusto, if he is out, then it's all on Martinelli or Trossard to go down that left. So yeah, it could be interesting wide as well. To be fair.
I'm seeing a few people in the chat saying about Chilwell left back, Cucurella right back. Chilwell again is going under medical assessments or something like that. He came on the other day, Dan, for what, 5 minutes?
Yeah, he's terrible, man.
And he's broken down again. And listen, he shouldn't even be starting at all because this man shouldn't be at Chelsea anymore. The quality
he just had to put the ball in the box. Wasn't there like a still of him just need to cross it to Sterling, was it? And he's like, what?
No, it was just a through ball to Sterling, and that's Sterling's bag. That's how Sterling likes them sort of chances to create for him. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's got to go in the summer, man. There's no way we should get rid of Cucurella before Chilwell. Chilwell has got to go. But before we round up, bro, obviously go through predictions and whatnot, key players. For me, obviously, look, I think the guy that we need to nullify in your midfield, the main guy is Odegaard. Yeah, because when I look at Rice, he's not that guy on the ball, Dan. He doesn't scare me on the ball. You know, he hasn't really got that flair. He hasn't really got much creativity. He can bomb through the midfield.
Yeah, he's more of a driver, more of a driver than
more of a driver. But I don't look at him and think, oh, he's going to create problems for us in that midfield. It's Odegaard who can pick out that little, reverse pass or just bang it from outside the box and it ends up, in the bottom corner. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's the one that I'm looking at, and Trossard as well, because he's your best finisher. We need to make sure that on that right hand side we're locking him up. Because when I look at your attack, I'm looking at Havertz. I'm not scared of Havertz. I'm looking at Saka again. You know my thoughts on Saka. I don't look at him and think I'm scared. I know he's got quality in moments, like at the bridge, when he got the ball and just put it back post, and before you know it, 2-2, right? That's Saka's bag. That's the world-class little bit of ability that he's got in terms of that whip to the back post. But overall, in terms of his game, I think Cucurella will be a good match for him. He had him last time at the bridge, apart from that little bit of little moment that he had there. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, obviously you've gone through who you need to stop, obviously, when it comes to Chelsea, like Cole Palmer mainly, because we're basically a one-man team. But before we go through predictions, let's just go through some of these comments, see what you guys are saying. Big up Pelu. She said we're having problems if Disasi starts full stop. Listen, I agree with you, man. Disasi cannot start at right back. Yeah, cannot start at right back. I really like this little partnership that Chalobah and Silva have had the past few games. Because before they came in, Dan, we've been so shaky at the back, bro. Like, was conceding goal after goal, stupidity at the back. He's kind of brought a little bit of stability back there. And Chalobah's been pretty good since he's been playing with Silva because they've got a relationship from playing together from before. So I hope that continues tomorrow. And obviously, hopefully, Gusto will be fit as well. And then you've got man like Jason. Exactly what I just said here. How did Chilwell get injured playing 4 minutes of football? Surely he wasn't ready then when he came on against City. Something needs looking into, bro. The only thing that we need looking into is to get on the phone to his agent and say, yo, you see Ben? Make sure he's got some clubs lined up because he's got to sling his hook in the summer, bro. Because I'm tired of this guy. He's just not good enough. He can't stay fit. We pay him 200k a week. We can definitely upgrade on him. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, big up, my bro. Big up, my bro. Big up Reinhard, man. Yeah, big up Don and Potts. Palmer out and Gusto. It's not what I want to hear, but it's going to be a big game. Bro, again, I don't think these guys will be out. Palmer, I think he'll play. But yeah, Gusto, let's hope and pray, man. But Dan, listen, prediction time, man. What do you reckon? What do you reckon is going to happen here, man?
Yeah, I said this will be tight, and I do think we'll nick it. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal. I think we'll concede. But I just feel like we'll get across the line because we just have to. And sometimes when you go to these games that are not big in terms of where Chelsea are in the league, but this one's always big, right? Because it's the London derby. Chelsea are going to do everything they can to try and ruin the fun that we're going to try and get this title. Even though they probably believe in themselves that Arsenal ain't going to win the league, they're going to try and make certain of that by trying to do it their business against us. So I do think this will be tight. I'm going to go 2-1 because I think we will get extra quality that will shine through. I just feel like with Chelsea, all of the stuff I've been saying, Jackson rubbish in front of goal, that'll go out the window and he'll probably score a hat-trick or something. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing.
Do you know what I mean? This is what it's like. Do you remember when he was terrible against Spurs and he got a hat-trick or something? Do you know it'd be like that?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So,
like look at the goal he scored against Everton, bro. Man scores a world-class goal and then he gets the easiest chance on Saturday and he doesn't want to use his left foot. That's what I'm saying. It's so hard to predict, bro. And that's why I predicted a 1-1 because I've done a little review with preview, with Deluded Gunnar, big him up, and was talking about it. For me, it's hard to predict because if we decide to turn up in front of goal, I reckon we can beat you. I said to him, if we score first, I reckon we win the game because I feel like that's gonna put you on the back foot a little bit. You might get a bit shaky. Your fans as well in the ground might quieten up a little bit, and it might put you on ropes. But then at the same time, you've got a few strengths that are weaknesses in terms of set pieces. You're very good on set pieces, and we're crap at defending them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
in terms of individual mistakes. We make a lot of individual mistakes at the back. I know I said about Chalobah and Silva playing well, but what's there to say that Caicedo doesn't do the same thing he did against Man United when he literally just gave it back to them for under no pressure? Do you know what I'm saying? And Garnacho to score a goal. So it's just so hard to predict because, like I've said, they've got
we got Jesus. You got Jackson. We got Jesus. He's another one, man. Wasteful in front of goal. Do you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, it could be a field day for both of them, just missing chances galore, man. But
exactly,
yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. It's going to be a close
what I'm saying, man. But I'm saying 1-1, man. Have you got a scorer in mind for this one?
I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll go 2-1 Arsenal. I'm gonna go Palmer to score just because I think he's quality for you if he's fit. That is, and I'm gonna go Odegaard and Kai Havertz. There we go.
Odegaard and Kai Havertz.
Yeah,
Kai Havertz to do that. Imagine he's definitely gonna celebrate as well. He's definitely gonna celebrate. But I'm gonna say Palmer. I'm gonna say Palmer's gonna score for this one. I think he's the only one that I can look at and have a little bit of confidence in front of goal. Do you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But yeah, just to answer this one, just before we finish up, big up Serdar. So Deji, the Spurs fan, big up Deji. Said Chelsea always loses to Arsenal, and apparently Chelsea are not motivated against Arsenal. Do you agree? Listen, we haven't had the greatest record against Arsenal recently, man. I think the last time we beat you guys was under Frank Lampard when we beat you with like Lukaku. Actually, no, the last time we beat you was when we beat you at the Emirates, right? With Lukaku, Reece James scored that game as well. I think you had Mari in defense as well that game. We bullied you guys, man. We bullied you guys. I think that was the last time we beat you in the league.
Yeah, we were dead and buried at that stage, man. That was the first 3 games of the season. I mean, that was the second game. We just lost to Brentford away. And then we got to you and that was 2-0. And then you had Tuchel in charge. I'm sure you did. And we were like, we were a mess. Absolute mess.
That was Tuchel because we had Lukaku. I remember Lukaku bullied Mari that game. Absolutely bullied him.
Yeah,
and then you had Mari.
It's mad. It's mad.
How is he? He got stabbed, didn't it? He got stabbed. How is he?
Yeah, no, he is okay. He went to I think he went to Monza in the end. He went Monza on loan, and then I think he went there and fully. He weren't for me, man. He weren't shocking, but I think he was a stopgap defender, to be fair.
Yeah.
Before we bought him, Gabriel and Saliba, like we had him, didn't we? But not for me. But listen, that was the last time that you beat us, and it was very different Chelsea and a very different Arsenal back then. I must say. But I don't know. I think this one will be tight. A lot of people are saying like a lot of your Chelsea fans in the chat saying no chance here. We ain't got a chance. Like I wouldn't go that route. I wouldn't go down that route. I'd say that anything can happen in football. I don't see us blitzing you. I don't see this being 5-0 or 4-0 or 4-1 or something like that. I just don't. I think this will be tight, man.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, just to round up with this comment here, Kazrick, big yourself up, my bro. Big up. If we can just win this game and lose everything else, I don't mind that. We can't make Arsenal win, bro. Listen, we need to win every game now that we've got. That's all we've got to play for, man. We've got games in hand because obviously we've still been in cup competitions and whatnot. So hopefully we can keep climbing and keep pushing. It was disappointing on Saturday, like I said, but it's very clear to see the mistakes that need to be rectified in the summer. But listen, we've got every chance of beating Arsenal, man. We're just unpredictable, like I've said, and I pray that we do. Because I think that will just end all title hopes, and I want to see Potts after that as well. Because we're gonna link up. I'm gonna link up with Potts tomorrow for the first time in person. So if we if we beat these guys, that's gonna be funny. I might even make a little bit appearance on AFTV. You never know.
You'll have to, bro. You'll have to.
But bro, listen, love for your time, my bro, man. Where can they find you, Dan?
Always, man. Come on, make sure you like and subscribe, people. Let's get done up to what's needed ASAP. Dan Arsenal 87 on socials, but my YouTube channel was Football's 12th Man. Make sure you come follow. You see Don on there regularly as well. Tonight we got a show, so make sure you're there because Lawless is going to get absolutely cooked at 8 p.m. by all of the Race for Europe boys. And then obviously tomorrow we're playing, and then there'll be some match reaction Wednesday. There'll be This Is London, so we'll make sure we hook up there. Don will be on. So yeah, man, it'll be a great shout. So please come and subscribe. Man.
Therefore, yeah, please people like, subscribe. I just touched 500 subs the other day as well. Crazy, man. I've only been on here for a month. It's mad. Love for the support every time, people, man. Love. But listen, people, big up. Like I said, hopefully tomorrow we'll do something. And yeah, up the Chels every time. Love.